The Legend of Saint Ambrose.
First of all, it's important to note that the history of Miel Noir is divided into two parts. The beginning of the project was a bit convoluted, as the first release, in 2007, was actually a solo production by my partner Dimo. Gerhard, our friend and frequent collaborator, and I participated in the release, but only in the visual art performance in the booklet. The music on the first release was highly experimental. Drone, ambient, industrial. It was all that which didn't fit in with the other projects Dimo was doing at the time. In the following 1.5 years, during which Dimo and I collaborated in the projects Alle Seelen and Svarok, Dimo released another solo CD under the name Miel Noir. This time it was a piano ambient CD. And he participated in a split release with Bone Machine. The second part of the project's history started in the weeks before the Madrid Le Blanc festival in May 2008. We were booked to play the 3-day festival in the Spanish city with both our projects, Alle Seelen and Svarok. In addition, I was scheduled to perform as a drummer in the Danish project Die Weiße Rose. There was an opening for another live act because one of the festival's acts had cancelled on short notice. So we played the first Miel Noir live gig. Without much preparation, without a rehearsal, we didn't even get a sound check due to time constraints. But the gig was energetic, fun, very well received by the festival audience, and somehow we felt right then and there that we would have to continue this project. I vividly remember Dimo saying we're doing this as a band when we exited the stage that night. From then on, we agreed on the rule that Miel Noir would encompass all the sounds and styles we like. No holds barred, anything goes. And we've been expanding our range of styles ever since. It's possible to call it an evolution, although I would apply that word more to the quality than the variety of our music. With regards to styles and changes, I would consider it to be more of an escalation than an evolution, because it doesn't follow one direction. If I had to describe it, I'd say that it's more of a spiraling outward than a straight line. And it seems we found many listeners who like this escalation as much as we do. There certainly are projects and bands where every song sounds alike, especially the ones that only use keyboards. But that does not make it harder for us at all, quite the opposite. The listeners like our variety of sounds and styles. It actually makes it easier to get a foothold with people. And maybe just through initial confusion, like, that's the same band? But one song is neoclassic and the other one is industrial rock. Even those few critics who didn't like our releases had to acknowledge in their reviews that our CDs are never boring. As for rules, there are some experimental Miel Noir tracks, but in general we do adhere to certain rules, like rhythm and harmonies and whatnot. But we like to mix it up with regards to styles and instrumentation. We work with a total of 4 different female vocalists, and they all have their unique voices and styles. The lyrics are English or German. Thus far we've done 1 track in French, and we have several bilingual songs as well. Our album releases are sometimes interspersed with tracks not usually featured on album CDs, like remixes, live tracks, or collaborative re-recordings. So instead of not having rules, it's basically a case of we're creating our own rules. That's a good way of putting it. Our project, our rules. We're both producers and can record our own stuff. That makes collaborating with people from all over the place a lot easier. And when I say from all over the place, I mean it. We live in different parts of Germany, Gerd lives in Austria, and our vocalist Faye lives on a different continent. It's all a question of scheduling. And of course, some of the projects we were involved in are inactive nowadays, such as Svarok, for example. I suppose it boils down to the fact that we're both able to do stuff in our own time, and we're both perfectly capable of creating songs and entire albums on our own. But we choose to collaborate instead, because we like it. Not just because it's more fun, but also because we think it improves the product. And all that writing and producing music, planning a release, creating a layout and packaging, that's something in which we put a lot of time and effort, promoting and reaching an audience, performing songs live. That's all stuff you manage because you feel the need to do it. Maybe it's also a case of being driven. Many people say that they couldn't live without music or without playing music. But I have to say that I couldn't live without playing music for other people. Somehow I couldn't do without it. Creating music just for myself wouldn't be the same. So I manage, because I feel I have to. We've just released a couple of compilation tracks, including a remix for our friends from Winterhart, and there was a Miel Noir live performance in the Netherlands recently. These days we're working on a 4-way collaboration CD, and we've got some material in preparation for another Miel Noir album already. In addition to that, several of the Miel Noir musicians will be involved in the upcoming Aller Seelen album. I'm going to be part of it, of course. Faye has lent her voice to Aller Seelen on the last 7-inch already. And Estella has recorded 2 vocal tracks for Aller Seelen as well. And last but not least, our dark ambient project Parle is about to finish a collaboration CD with our friends from Tontu. Come to think of it, the word collaboration seems to be one of the most important terms in the world of Miel Noir, and we like it like that.
On the child's head.